everyone, I'm Caesar and this is Learning Vegan, and today we're going to make some soy street tacos al pastor. In Mexico, in the evenings, a lot of people want their tacos, and in Mexico they like pastor or steak. Now in this case we're making soy vegan pastor tacos. Now about soy, there's a debate on soy. There's a lot of vegans that they won't touch it, they won't eat it. There's other people that will eat it. There's other vegans that do eat soy. Folks, there's a lot of information on the internet and on YouTube by the vegan doctors who have debunked this. There's several people who have debunked soy and said, no, it's really not that bad. There's a lot of myths and things about it. Everyone said the same thing. You just don't want to eat a bunch of it all the time, and even an exaggeration. And what is an amount? Nobody really eats that much soy. The reason is that there's this little story about a guy who ate soy, and all of a sudden he started developing boobs, and there's this one case, and technically I think there's only two cases, and everybody talks about the story, but this guy ate so much soy, it was a very unusual amount that he started to have these issues. Most people eat not even this much amount of soy in a day. A lot of people eat tofu, there's soy hot dogs, a lot of stuff's in soy. It's not that bad. Just don't eat it all the time, okay? But there's that debate out there. There's a lot of people that are against it. If you ask them, they're going to look at you and they almost act like, no, don't eat that. You're going to die almost. This soy is really bad and horrible for you. But you got to take in consideration where this information came from. It came from the meat industry. So as a vegan, if you're going to listen to the meat industry, then fine, go ahead, do what you want to do. If you want to live in fear, or you can do your information and listen to the vegan doctors or plant-based news, which they debunk a lot about soy. So anyways, we're going to get ready to make our street tacos, and here's our soy hydrated. We're going to hydrate it, and we're going to use, and a lot of people use water, lime. I'm going to use some sour orange juice here. That's a marinade that people would use, and that would be our first step here. I'm going to put this. I don't measure the amount. You're just going to have to look and guess that you want this to absorb. And if you want to get closer, you see where that's in there. It's like right almost at the top, but not quite. So that's our amount. It's going to absorb all of this, and we have to let it sit for a moment. This is going to absorb all that, and then it'll be soft, hydrated, and ready to go again. Meanwhile, we're going to put some water in here, and we're going to use this called achiote. The achiote is what they use, and they put it on their tacos de trompo or tacos al pastor. And for our vegan tacos, I'm going to use this. You don't need much of it because we're not making a whole lot. And it's this little bit. I'm going to put some water in it, stick this in the microwave however you can. You want to dissolve this. You want it to be liquefied, kind of like a paste, because it's going to go over this and marinate everything. So I'm going to get to work on this, and we'll be back, and I'll show you the finished product here, and then we'll move to the next step. Alright, we're back. Now, I don't really have a specific time, but when you put the sour orange juice, water, whatever, to hydrate the soy, you just want to wait till it's soft. You know that that's perfect, that's hydrated. You're going to want to drain whatever is left on it, which isn't much. See, it soaked everything up, and I put the right amount there. Really, just very little. And this will be ready to put into the pan. So I'm going to drain that, and then this will be ready. Once it's drained, then we're going to put our achiote, which I put in hot water. I put it for like increments of 30 seconds to a minute at a time, and with that, when it comes out, the water's hot, boiling, you want to mix it up. But achiote, it's so compressed and hard, it's like clay. It takes a while, so you want to run it until it's just nice. You get that nice little broth. It's a little thick, and you got that paint, the redness, the sauce that's going to go on there. Now I got to tell you about achiote. I really don't know where this comes from, what all is in it. I will do some investigation. It's just I grew up all my life eating tacos with achiote in it, so I never questioned it. But right now I just realized that I need to do a little more information for you, like I did about the soy. Let me remind you, all the information about soy being bad for you came from the meat industry. If you want to go and listen to them, go for it. But plant-based news will set it straight. And the biggest thing is balance in everything in life. You want to eat a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of everything else. And the biggest thing of a vegan is, if as long as there's no animal in it, you're gonna eat it. It's just your choice and what you choose to do. So I just want to say that there's nothing wrong for once in a while if you want to substitute. And if this is what you want, here it is. So let's get going, get this drained out, and they're going to mix the achiote sauce in this, and it's ready to go in the pan. We drained this, and I didn't want to get into showing you, so use your ingenuity. You should know how to drain something out of it. Use that or something, a strainer, and then put it back in there. Now that's all dried up and we took the marinade, we're going to just put our achiote the best way we can. A little thick paste there. It'll mix up. You don't want it to be too much, because we're also going to put some spices in it. Put a little paprika, cumin, and a little chili powder. Should put a little more achiote, but this will cover up in the pan. So now we're going to go to the stove. Pan's going. I put some avocado oil in here, and now we're ready to put our soy in the pan, and it's frying up. I probably should have put some more achiote, but try not to be, wasn't sure if this was going to be strong enough or too strong. One thing that I like about cooking vegan is that they don't take long compared to cooking with meat. You'll get right to eating a lot quicker. So this doesn't take long. So we got that going, and we're going to put our paprika. And it's kind of the taste you want. Somewhat like that. A little over a teaspoon. Cumin, I just put a little bit. There. You just want a little bit, such a strong spice. A little chili powder to give it a little kick. Not much there, and a dash of pepper. It'll all blend in. Last but not least, I will put some garlic in it too, and that was the only thing that I was like, what am I missing? Oh, it's garlic. Garlic, garlic, garlic. You could put a piece of onion in this. Some people do that first, gives it a little flavor, but in this case, we're keeping it simple for the simple people. Not everybody likes garlic, not everybody likes onions. I would say a little salt to taste, but we put those on our tacos. We like to warm those up. And it's a very simple dish. Not much here going on. Just want to let this cook for a while here. There, blend. It's all mixed up. It's got the flavors. And I try not to overwhelm it, make it too strong. Sometimes you cook and you get carried away when you're experimenting with things. It's like, I went overboard, and I should have went a little more. In this case, I think I should have went a little more, but at the same time, it's coming out. It's gonna grab I was gonna almost say things in Spanish like el sabor of the achiote, and I meant to say the flavor of the achiote. See what happens when you speak two languages? You get caught up in you. Isn't that weird? And like I said, folks, this doesn't take too long. As you can see, it's kind of drying up. So I'm going to just put a little more avocado oil. Like that. Not much. The two things I like to cook a lot with is avocado oil and coconut oil, depending what I'm making. I will use olive oil also. Canola. But those are my two favorite ones that I like to cook with for when I'm making certain meals. I guess when I cook Mexican, I use the avocado oil. And when I like to make everything else, stir fries, I go with the coconut oil. Then when I use pastas, I go with olive oil. to kind of go in that direction here. At this point, I want to let this get all nice and toasty. It doesn't have that much more to go. So we're going to let that sit, and then we'll start warming up things, and we'll come back, and this is almost done. So just a few more minutes. Okay, here's the final. Oh yeah, don't mind the mess. Street tacos al pastor. I think they could have been a little bit more achiote, but they came out fine. They look good. The spices, everything's there. Like all street tacos, with your favorite limes. Let's grab this lime. Oh, more lime. Wow. I'm having a hard time squeezing the lime. There we go. Hey, yay! I made a mess. Whatever. It worked. When you're hungry and you're eating, you don't really pay attention to what you're doing. You just eat because you have to eat. So you don't care if you make a little mess or not. I put our cilantro and onions on a street taco in Mexico. You're gonna find that everywhere. Salsas. We can put a little red and a little green. And let's check this out now. See how I did. Taste, there's flavor. There's a little more salt for me. It's a treat. It's something different. It's one more thing. You're not eating meat. And there's a lot of people that will tell you, do this, do that. Make up your own mind. Do your own investigation. But as a vegan, if you're going to listen to the meat industry telling you not to eat soy, I think there's something greatly wrong if you don't do your homework on it. The other thing is, if you don't like it, then that's fine. There's no problem. See, I wouldn't judge you for how come you're not eating it. But there's a lot of people that are stirring away because they're listening to other people and they've been told a lot of things. It's not bad once in a while, a few times a week. So there you have it, something different. Street tacos, they're not meat. And it's a treat. Definitely a treat. Delicious. Something else. A different night. Alright, folks. Well, that's it because I'm going to get going and I'm going to get eating. I'm Caesar and this is Learning Vegan, and we made soy tacos al pastor vegan style. And these babies are good, delicious. It's a good little snack. Great with friends. Great with friends when you're having something else. And we can, down the road, make different versions of this. We'll work with the soy and come up with other ideas. And until next time, we'll see you later. I'm Caesar and this is Learning Vegan. Bye.